Did Carly honestly think she could look Jocelyn in the eye and play the innocent, worried mother after orchestrating the most diabolical, twisted kidnapping of her own ex-husband? I mean, are we seriously supposed to believe that Carly Spencer, the woman who has manipulated every single person in Port Charles for decades, thought she could pull off holding Jasper Jax hostage without her brilliant WSB super spy daughter figuring it out? It is absolutely mind-boggling how far this woman will go. If she truly believes that handing Jocelyn the CEO title of Jasper Jax Enterprises is going to magically erase the fact that she had Hudson Parker lock Jax in some secret dungeon, she has completely lost her mind. I am sitting here, staring at the screen, literally shaking with rage because the sheer audacity of this woman is off the charts. Does she really think she could play God with her daughter's life and get away with it? Ladies, let us really break down this absolute complete mess of a storyline because I am losing my mind over the outrageous writing we are being subjected to. We all saw Hudson Parker arrive in Port Charles, parading around in his expensive suits, claiming to be the vice president of Jasper Jet Enterprises. He strutted right up to Jocelyn and offered her the CEO position, claiming her father was off on some grand sailing adventure and needed her to take the reins. But let us be real for a second. Do any of us actually believe that Jax, a man who has always adored his daughter, would just vanish into thin air without a single phone call? No. He would never do that. The truth that is bubbling right under the surface is so much darker, and it points directly to the one person who cannot stand not being in control. Carly Spencer! Hudson is not some loyal corporate executive. He is a secret pawn, a hired gun working directly under Carly's strict orders. Am I the only one losing my mind over this? Carly has completely crossed the line from overprotective mother to full-blown criminal mastermind, and it is a heart-wrenching betrayal of everything a mother-daughter relationship should be. She didn't just ask Hudson to offer Jocelyn a job. Oh no, it is so much worse than that. Jax did not voluntarily leave Port Charles to go sailing. Carly secretly ordered Hudson to kidnap Jax and hold him hostage at some undisclosed secret location. Can you even fathom the level of disrespect to the fans to write Carly doing something this heinous to her ex-husband? Jax is the father of her child! Yet, Carly is so blinded by her own selfish desires that she would strip Jax of his freedom just to manipulate the chessboard of Jocelyn's life. It is sickening, ladies. It is absolutely sickening to watch her ruin the lives of the people who are supposed to be her family. And do not even get me started on the fake theatrical performances Carly has been putting on. I am utterly speechless at this point. We literally have to sit here and watch Carly dial Jax's phone number right in front of Jocelyn, pretending to leave worried voicemails. Oh, Jax, honey, please call us back. Jocelyn and I are getting so worried. Lies! All of it is lies. She knows exactly where he is because she is the one paying the guards who are keeping him locked up. She is looking her own flesh and blood directly in the eyes and feeding her absolute garbage. Carly is intentionally playing on Jocelyn's fears, making her daughter believe that her father is just out of reach, all while pulling the strings from the shadows. It is a level of psychological manipulation that makes my stomach turn. How can a mother do that to her child? We all know the real motive behind this twisted, diabolical scheme. Carly is absolutely terrified of Jocelyn being in the WSB. We saw her go to the hospital, crying and begging Jocelyn to quit after she was shot at Windermere. We saw Carly march right into Z's office, demanding that the head of the WSB fire her daughter. And when Z completely shut her down, played mind games with her, and refused to release Jocelyn because he sees her incredible potential, Carly panicked. She realized she could not control the WSB, so she decided to control Jocelyn's environment instead. Carly's brilliant, twisted solution: force Jocelyn into a corporate golden cage. By making Jocelyn the CEO of Jasper Jax Enterprises, Carly believes she can chain her daughter to a desk, bury her in board meetings and corporate takeovers, and completely suffocate her WSB career. She thinks that if Jocelyn is busy running a massive international corporation, she won't have time to dodge bullets, go on dangerous undercover missions, or risk her life for the agency. But ladies, let us talk about the sheer arrogance of Carly Spencer. She honestly believes that she is the smartest person in the room at all times. She thinks that because she hired Hudson Parker to be the face of this operation, her hands are completely clean. She thinks she has created the perfect illusion, a legitimate corporate handover, a concerned mother, a missing father out at sea. It is the perfect narrative, right? Wrong. Carly is making the biggest, most catastrophic mistake of her entire life. She is completely underestimating the brilliant, fierce, and highly trained woman that her daughter has become. Jocelyn is not some naive little girl anymore who just blindly accepts whatever her mother tells her. Jocelyn is a WSB super spy who just brokered secret deals to free Jason Morgan and Valentine Cassadine. The writers better not dare to dumb down Jocelyn just to make Carly's plan work, because that would be ruining the character arc that Jocelyn has fought so hard to build. Jocelyn already suspects that something is incredibly shady about Hudson Park. From the moment he stepped foot in Port Charles, causing Ethan Lovett to hastily flee town, her WSB instincts were screaming that this man was hiding something. She even suspected that Carly might be behind the job offer, but she has no idea just how deep and dark the rabbit hole truly goes. She thinks Carly just pulled a few strings with Jax. She has no earthly idea that Carly actually had Jax abducted. Jocelyn is already making Hudson her personal investigative case. She is digging into his background, looking for the connection between him and Ethan, and she is not going to stop until she uncovers every single dirty secret. And let us not forget about the WSB. Do you honestly think an international intelligence agency is just going to sit back and let one of their most promising young agents be poached by some random corporate executive without doing a full background check? Z is already obsessed with Jocelyn's skills. He wants to elevate her career. The WSB is absolutely going to start digging into Hudson Parker and Jasper Jax Enterprise. Carly might think she covered her tracks. She might think she set up the perfect paper trail to make Hudson look like Jax's legitimate proxy. But the WSB has resources that Carly cannot even begin to comprehend. When the top spies in the world start looking into Hudson's bank accounts, his travel logs, and his secret communications, that carefully constructed house of cards is going to come crashing down in spectacular fashion. I can already see the scenes playing out, and my heart is pounding just thinking about it. Jocelyn is going to use her WSB clearance to hack into the corporate server. She is going to start noticing the discrepancies. The timelines won't match up. The signatures on Jax's supposed proxy documents will look forged or coerced. She will track the offshore accounts paying Hudson's exorbitant salary, and she will realize that the money isn't coming from Jax's personal trust. It is coming from a shell company tied directly to Carly Spencer. Oh my goodness, ladies. Can you imagine the look on Jocelyn's face? The sheer horror, the absolute devastation when she realizes that the man standing in front of her, the man who claimed to represent her father, is actually a mercenary hired by her own mother. Jocelyn is going to realize that Hudson is not the mastermind. He is just a puppet. And when she finally traces the strings back to the puppet master, the betrayal is going to shatter her soul into a million pieces. She will realize that her mother, the woman who held her while she cried in the hospital, the woman who pretended to call Jax's voicemail in a panic, is the very monster who ordered his kidnap. This is unforgivable. Carly is destroying her family from the inside out. How can any daughter look at her mother the same way after finding out she locked her father in a cage just to manipulate her career choices? It is an absolute, complete mess of epic proportions, and the fallout is going to be biblical. And you know exactly what Carly is going to do when she gets caught. We all know it. She is going to cry those big dramatic tears. Her voice is going to crack, and she is going to scream, "I did it to protect you. I could not survive losing another child." It is the same tired, manipulative excuse she uses every single time she destroys someone's life. She will try to justify kidnapping Jax by saying she had to save Jocelyn from the dangerous world of the WSB. She will play the victim. She will act like she is the one who suffered because she had to carry the heavy burden of this dark secret. But Jocelyn is not going to buy it this time. The blinders are finally coming off. Jocelyn is going to see Carly for exactly who she is. A controlling, manipulative narcissist who would rather destroy her family than let them make their own choices. Carly thought she was saving her daughter from the WSB, but in reality, she has created the exact nightmare she was trying to prevent. By orchestrating this diabolical kidnapping and feeding her daughter a mountain of lies, Carly is going to push Jocelyn away forever. Jocelyn will turn her back on her mother. The trust will be completely, irreparably broken. So, Jocelyn will likely double down on her WSB career, using her agency resources to finally rescue Jax and throw Hudson Parker in a federal prison. Carly's desperate need for control is going to leave her completely isolated, staring at the shattered remains of her relationship with her daughter. She brought this on herself. She dug her own grave, and now she is going to have to lie in it. I am just so furious with this outrageous writing. Why do the writers insist on making Carly do these unforgivable things? We want to root for a strong, empowered mother, not a mobster wannabe who kidnaps her ex-husbands. It is a massive disrespect to the fans who have invested decades of their lives into watching these characters grow, only to see them regress into these toxic, irredeemable patterns. Carly has learned absolutely nothing from her past mistakes. She still thinks she has the right to play God, and it is exhausting. I am exhausted, ladies. My heart cannot take much more of this emotional roller coaster. I need to know what you ladies think, because I am sitting here absolutely vibrating with anger. Do you think Jocelyn is going to arrest her own mother? Do you think Jax will ever forgive Carly for locking him away? The drama is reaching a boiling point, and I honestly don't know if the Spencer family can ever recover from a betrayal this deep and this dark. I am holding my breath for the moment Jocelyn kicks down the door and confronts Carly with the cold, hard evidence. Until then, I will be here, drinking my tea, trying to calm my nerves, and praying that the writers give Jocelyn the epic showdown she deserved.